personal growth is the process of learning to lie to ourselves less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, these simple truths that, because they are so simple, but painful, we find ways to avoid them and deny them and pretend that they're not there. And like, if you just take the self-worth piece, right? Like, it's hard to accept that you're just not standing up for yourself, that you don't feel like you deserve respect or trust or time or attention. That's a very painful thing to sit with. So you make up all sorts of stories and narratives and bullshit. It's like, oh, well, women are all like this, and it's the fucking phones and, well, the political thing and, schools these days. Like, it's whatever your like little pet thing is, you just start stacking these narratives on top of each other just to hide that like simple fact of like, yeah, you don't feel like you deserve it. And so I what I tend to find, both with myself and with a lot of the people that I talk to, is that, especially, coming from self-help, which is the world that I'm, I guess, technically a part of, everything's marketed as, here's the secret. Oh, if you just come to the seminar, learn these 3 things, and you're going to like fix all your bullshit. And I just find it's never about learning something. It's about like unlearning things. It's about like unwinding the bullshit you've told yourself.
There's a idea I spoke about with Naval, which was cultivated selfishness, or like holistic self-prioritization. But there's also another one of cultivated stupidity, which is many of the problems are you going... It's the story of the alchemist, right? You go around the houses to come back to the place that you were at the very start.
Yeah.
And to realize, the issue was that I had arseholes in my life, and I just needed to stop talking to them. The issue was that I just didn't love my partner that much anymore, and I needed to break up with them. The issue was that I wasn't that fired up at my job. And so many of these are to do with quitting, right? They're to do with letting go.
Yep.
Very few of them has a bit to do with change in taking on something new. Typically, you're letting go of something else. I don't like the town or country that I live in, and I need to just have the bravery to make the change and go somewhere else. And you have lied to yourself and tried to justify and obfuscate as a way to escape from the difficult decision. And you've started to layer all of these different compensatory mechanisms on top and stories that you've told yourself, and now you have to dig down through them all and go, okay, was it this thing? Was it the self? I was therapy. I must go to therapy. I must find out why I have this attachment style. And it's like, no, you just don't fucking love your partner that much anymore. And you used to, and you feel guilty.
Also, you start to see kind of these compulsive patterns show up in people, because it's like, so like a narrative I had for a long time, right, was just, I lived as a nomad for about 7.5 years. And I started to get in my head, when I started living in all these different countries, I started getting in my head that there's like an optimal place to live. And the only thing that created for me was a desire to constantly be somewhere else.
Dissatisfaction.
Yeah, no matter where I was, it was like, something's not optimal, I should be somewhere else. And it really started to wear on me after a certain amount of time. And really, like, all that was underneath all of that was just simply a fear of committing to a place and a community. Like, that was there the entire time. It was just like this fear of like, I was in my 20s. It was time to be a grown-up, time to be an adult, time to set roots and like pick a path in life. And looking back now as an older man, like, I can understand that I didn't have the courage to do that yet. And so I created all this narrative around like, well, I got to go find like the optimal place before I sit down. But to find the place, I really got to enmesh in the culture. And so I should probably study some languages, and, I should probably split my time between these 3 different continents, maybe a year each, and maybe pick the 5 best countries per continent. And like, let me start researching all that, and it's like, there goes like 4 years of my life. And don't get me wrong, I had a great time. I learned a ton of stuff, but like a lot of it was driven by this avoidance of a very simple truth of like, I wasn't ready to grow up. And as long as I'm on the road and like always booking a plane to somewhere else, I don't really have to grow up. The thing you said something earlier, strategic selfishness or
cultivated
selfishness.
Yeah.
So it reminded me of this. Have you heard of this concept, strategic incompetence?
No.
So I love this. So it's like all the married guys listening will relate to this. So I'm a terrible cook, and
you look like someone that would be a good cook.
No, I'm awful.
You have the hair of a good cook.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, chef. I don't know. Yes, chef. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it.
I could just see one of those white, high neck things, like another 50 pounds on you. You'd be great. You're too thin now.
I am
Fat Mark Manson would have been fine.
I know,
Thin Mark Manson's a fucking shit cook.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. That ship sailed.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons I am a bad cook is my wife's an amazing cook. And so if I ever start to become competent at cooking, it means that I will have to start doing some of the cooking. And so it is better for me to just continue being bad at cooking so that I don't ever have to take responsibility for that in my house. People in relationships do this all the time. Like your partner's good at one thing.
Iron the clothes incorrectly on purpose, put a load of creases in it.
Exactly. And especially men.
Around the house.
We're particularly bad about it. But it's like everybody does it. People do it at work too. It's like, oh, can you go fax these 20 papers or whatever? And people are like, oh, I've never used a fax machine before. When it's like, it's easy. You could figure it out. But like, you want to be dumb because it alleviates responsibility. I love this concept because I think people do it in all sorts of different areas of their lives, right? Like people can be strategically incompetent at certain things because they don't want to deal with some of these harsh truths. Like they don't want to deal with their self-worth issues. So they're like, they remain dumb in their relationships. Like it actually incentivizes them to continue to like be ignorant and clueless in the people that they associate with, right? I'll give you another example. Like well, you referred to Fat Mark. I was fat for a long time.
Dude, you've got to own it.
I do.
You have to own it.
Dude, you want to hear the fun? You'll appreciate this. So when I went on Tim Ferriss's show, I like mentioned, I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, I've been on a health journey. I used to have like a lot of health issues. And he like, of course he got into this. He's like, well, have you tried this new therapy? And he like starts explaining like all these like.
You've got electrodes strapped to your head.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, if you vibrate the muscle with electrodes and put your foot behind your head and all this stuff. And he like goes on this whole 3-minute spiel. And he's like, I don't know, does any of that resonate with you? And I was like, dude, I was just fat. I was just like, I was fat as fuck. I just need to stop drinking.
Yeah. Yep.
But to the health journey point, I was really unhealthy for a long time, and I was really overweight and really out of shape. And it was even when it was clear that it was a problem, I developed like a weird sort of like pride or identity around it, because it's like, everybody in this space is all about optimization, and you got to like get up at 6 a.m. and like stare at the fucking sun and do 18 sit-ups and like do whatever your like morning routine is. And I just had this pride of like, yeah, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Like I actually relish in the fact that I have no idea what your morning routine should be. And the truth is that was just like, that was a strategic incompetence because I didn't want to deal with my shit.
Yeah.
I didn't want to deal with the fact that
Very interesting.
I ate too much and I drank too much.
Before we continue, you've probably heard me talk about Element before, and that's because I'm frankly dependent on it. For the last 3 years, I've started every morning with Element. Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of sodium, potassium, and magnesium with no sugar, no gluten or artificial ingredients or any other BS. It plays a huge role in reducing muscle cramps and fatigue while optimizing brain health, regulating appetite, and curbing cravings. That's why it's used by everyone from Dr. Andrew Huberman to Dr. Mike Israetel, Olympic athletes, and FBI sniper teams, and me. This orange flavor in a cold glass of water. Tastes like a beautiful, salty, sweet, orangey nectar, and there's a no questions asked refund policy, and you don't even need to return the box if you don't like it. That's how confident they are that you'll love it. Plus, they offer free shipping in the US, and you can get a free sample pack of all 8 flavors with your first purchase by going to the link in the description below or heading to drinklmnt.com/modernwisdom. That's drinklmnt.com/modernwisdom. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, the full episode is available right here. Go on. Press it.